Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, we are a minimalist family who is living big with less, and some of you guys said that we just weren't minimalist enough, so we decided to up the ante. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't really. I just had to move the chairs out for something. But today, seriously, I am going to answer some of the minimalist criticisms we've received. So if you're interested in hearing me spill the tea on some of our minimalist habits, stick around. I'm going to get straight into this. These questions and comments came across all of our minimalist content on our channel. Some of it was genuine questions that people wanted to know. Others were more harsh comments, and some of them have really genuine answers, and I'm not sure if the people that wrote it actually want to hear my answers, but I thought I'd put it out there for you guys because I think one of the reasons that people don't try minimalism is because they're scared. They're scared of what it might be like if they do get rid of their things. And so maybe some of these questions have bothered you. Maybe you're thinking of going minimalist and you are a minimalist and someone might ask you these questions. So I'm just preparing you for what might come, and it's all just in good fun. I know that my home is not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, and that's completely fine. The thing I love about minimalism is it's totally unique to you. So these answers are unique to me, but you guys do you and I'll do me. But let me get started on some of our most common criticisms and questions about minimalism. The first one actually took me by surprise because I did not know that this was an actual thing. That if you're a minimalist, apparently you're supposed to have heaps of indoor plants. And so I got so many comments. Why don't you have plants? Where are the plants? This place would be so much nicer if you had plants. Plants, 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 plants. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even know this was a thing. So let me answer for you. I do love plants. I think that indoor plants are beautiful, but at the season of life that I am in, it's just another thing to keep alive. I'm keeping enough things alive right now with my kids and my husband that I just don't need anything else to worry about. The other thing is we've been in a season of little people, and something that's really important to me is that my little ones are free to roam and explore. And I have a very intrigued toddler who would have dirt and sand and whatever else all over the floor. There's the answer on why I don't have plants. I got so many comments that I actually said to Caleb, do you think we should go and get some plants? And I thought, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is what I tell people not to do. You should not buy something because some other people say you have it. You should not buy it because it's what you think you should be doing. So if you love plants, if they bring you joy, please fill your home with plants. But if you are like me and are in a season where you don't want plants, you do that because that's cool too. Okay, so we also got this question. Some of these questions were like, hey, why don't you have these things? And some of these questions were, you've got too many. So we had quite a few comments about why we have so many screens in our house as far as like TVs or computer screens. And the simple answer is we live in a small home that we use for many different reasons. So we have a YouTube channel, obviously, it's what you're watching us on. My husband works in IT and works from home. So he has specific needs that his workplace dictate that he needs to have. We need software and computers to work on our videos. We also love TV and movies. It's like our thing. We love TV shows. If you want to hit me up with some great TV show suggestions down in the comments, I'm always up for that. So it's something we really enjoy. That's why we have a nice TV. If my husband didn't work at home, we probably wouldn't need any screens in the office / my teenager's room. Our teenager is really into tech things as well. He loves coding and video editing, so we like to have a space for him. And our girls are very creative with video and photos, and so they also have a computer in their room, which is, in case you're wondering, very, very locked down. It does not have free reign to the internet or anything. They mostly use it for music and photo editing, but that's why we have it. We live in a small space, so it does feel like we have a lot of screens, but really it's just that we're using these spaces for so many things. All right, this one also caught me by surprise, and I received it across quite a few videos, and that was that we are in some way harming or abusing our children by not allowing them to have an abundance of toys. I completely understand that some people maybe had a childhood that was not very nice, that they had parents who weren't very attentive, or they had things taken away, that their items weren't treated with respect, and that might be the place where they're coming from. Let me tell you, I really understand what my kids treasure, and I would never throw anything away without their consent. In saying that, children are so imaginative, and they will turn whatever toys they have into so many different things. They are absolutely ingenious, and so if they do have this really nicely curated set of toys which allows for a lot of open-ended play, I can guarantee you they will not want for other toys, and they will build castles out of Lego or train tunnels or use dress-ups to dress up soft toys, you name it. We've had fashion shows and all sorts of things, and my kids love to play, and I think that's such an important part of childhood, but they do not have to have every toy under the sun to have a great childhood or to have a great time playing. We do so much outside of the home as a family, as well as a lot of play at home. So please, if you are worried about it, your kids will be fine. They will use their imagination. It might take a little bit of getting used to, but they are geared for this. They are made so imaginatively based, and they will be able to surprise you, I'm sure. Okay, this one is about photos. So basically, why don't you have photos of your kids? Do you have no soul? Do you not love your children? Where are the photos at? I used to, in our old home, I had a bookcase with a whole heap of photos on it. The problem was I was really not good at keeping on top of it. For example, we had a 2-year-old and her photo had not yet appeared on the bookcase because I would just forget to print the photos out. So, of course, there are wonderful photo books and things you can get, but for us, what has been so good and so easy is we have a shared photo library between not just my husband and I, but all the kids, where they can upload their photos and then those photos play on our TV. This is so good for me because I don't have to do anything. The photos sync automatically. We use our Apple TV to do it. I love that I get to see all of my precious babies growing up, so all of our older photos as well as the new photos and the photos that my kids have taken and curated themselves. I just love it. So I do love photos. It isn't that easy for me to get to the thing to print them off. So this is what's working for us. But if you love photos and want them up, do it, but don't feel like you have to. This one is probably the one that we got the most times and the most different ways. So I'm going to generalize it for you. Some of them were extremely harsh, but it was basically that our home was cold and unwelcoming. I do understand to an extent because we filmed our home tour with an empty house. Our kids weren't here, and so it's just me walking around showing you our home, and it is empty. There's no music playing, there's no one else here except for me talking to you. So we were told that it was like a hospital, that no one would want to come here, that it was like a mental asylum. I guess everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Let me tell you, I have had so many people come into our home, and I would say the majority of them comment about how relaxed it is and how much they love our house and how chill it is to be here. So I don't feel like that is the vibe that people get when they physically come into my home. I feel like I have been in some homes that have been more abundant and felt very unwelcome there for whatever reason, and that had a lot more to do with how I was treated than the amount of things that were in the home. I've also been to homes which were very full and felt so welcome and so comfortable there. So I think that the things have absolutely no impact on whether a home feels welcoming or not. I feel like we decide how people feel in our home by the atmosphere that we create. That if we're welcoming and relaxed, I love kids in my home, I love people to come and visit, and I want people to feel really relaxed, like there's nothing off limits, mi casa, su casa type vibes. And so please, if you're thinking about minimalism and you're worried about that, there are so many ways that you can make your home feel cozy and welcoming without filling it with things. So the final one that we got quite a few times was, and this one really surprised me. If you had told me before I started YouTube that we would get comments like this, I would have been like, what? It is, you guys are minimalist with everything but children. Okay. I don't personally think that minimalism has anything to do with the amount of people you welcome into your family, but nor would I think that you would have to have a certain number of friends to be a minimalist. That minimalism is really centered around what physical things we have in our home and what we decide to take care of. And so I find this quite a bizarre question or comment. I adore children. I adore big families. I think that you should have as many people as part of your family, however they come there, that you feel right, and that would have no bearing on whether you are a minimalist or not. So I love my kids. I'm open to welcoming more people into our family, but there you go. Perhaps I'm not a minimalist because I collect children. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any minimalist criticisms or comments, I'm most happy to answer them down in the comments. I absolutely love to hear from you. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you liked this type of video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We'd absolutely love to have you. Here are some videos that we think you might like, and I will catch you guys in the next one.